Is this thing recording? Here we go. Here we go. Are these balloons in the shot? They're probably not, huh? Okay, this is going to be a bit of a departure from our typical videos here on the Chase the Summit channel. Today's my birthday, July 10th, and today I turned 40 years old. That is a number I've been dreading for a long time, and to be honest, I've been so busy with life, kids, work, training, all the things that it kind of crept up on me. So over the past couple of days, I've been really reflecting on that age and what it means. So in this video today, because of all of the mixed emotions about this age and what it's felt like going through the phases of grief and acceptance, I just kind of want to talk through the whole thing and lay it out all out there for you, the viewer. And that's really for three important reasons. The first reason is to document everything, because honestly, 10 years from now, when I'm 50, I want to go back in time and watch this video so I can sort of understand where my mind was at and what was going on at this time. I really wish I did that when I was like 30 and 20, do it every 10 years to have something to look back at. But I didn't do that, unfortunately. The second reason I'm doing this is for those of you out there in a similar age bracket. Maybe you're 30 years old, maybe you're 35, maybe you're cresting into your 40s, and you want to know what to expect. This might provide some insight to you. And the third reason why I'm making this video is honestly just to be real with you. There's so much garbage out there on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok with everyone being an influencer now, and it seems like everyone's lives are so fun and happy and it's all sunshine and rainbows, when we all know that's not really the case. So just getting down to earth here, talking it through, laying it all out there, trying to be as real and transparent as possible for you, the viewer, because I think that's important in this day and age. Okay, let's circle back to that number again. 40 years old. That's how old I am as of waking up this morning. And it's a number I've been sort of dreading. And I understand that I'm not elderly. I'm not an old man in any way. I'm still very active. I consider myself to be very healthy. And there's probably people out there watching this right now saying, in their maybe 50s or 60s, saying, what's this young guy talking about? He still has a lot of time left. That's all true. However, if we jump back in time to when I was a kid, a teenager, riding bikes with my buddies around the neighborhood, 40 was always a number we used to refer to older people. Like if you weren't a teenager, you weren't a kid, you weren't in your 20s, you were probably 40 in my eyes when I was a teenager. And now I find myself on the other side of that perception, which is just really uncomfortable. And to be real with you, I do feel it. I feel older. Waking up in the morning, getting out of bed, having a stiff back and achy muscles from training the day before, having stiff knees and feet problems and, all the things that come along with getting older. It's just natural. It happens. But I'm just feeling all of that a lot more than just a few years ago. It feels like the age of 40 is when all of this stuff starts to hit you. I'm tired earlier. I want to go to bed at 8 o'clock, and keeping up with all of my kids who are ages ranging from age 2 all the way to 11-year-old is increasingly more challenging, which is just kind of depressing. I've also found myself taking every supplement under the sun, taking that AG1, taking creatine in the morning, taking joint supplements, all in an effort to try to reverse aging in some way. I'm even listening to the Andrew Huberman podcast every day, trying to just harness that inner youth. And I don't know if any of it's working, but at least I'm trying. Get out of here, balloons. All right, I can't do the balloons anymore. I'm moving them. And on top of that, I find myself trying to optimize my diet and count calories every day to try to keep the weight off. Even though I'm a super active guy, weight management becomes a lot more difficult when you get older. And lately, I've also been facing these strange feelings of comparison to other people. For example, I ran a local 5K a few weeks ago, and some 20-year-old kid just blew by me at mile 2 at a incredible speed. And my immediate thought was, well, yeah, he's young, so he's going to be fast, and I'm old, so I'm going to be slow. However, in the past couple of days leading up to this birthday, this age, I've been doing a lot of reflecting over the past 10 to 15 years of my life. in realizing the good things and also the bad things. It's easy to really dwell on all of the mistakes I made. And of course, there's a lot of regret. And I know a lot of people out there say, no regrets, I don't regret anything. I think they're all lying, because if I could go back in time and just tell my younger self to get into running earlier so I could be a better performer later in life, or maybe don't start drinking before the age of 21, I would have done those things. But unfortunately, the past is the past. But on top of all the negative things I've been dwelling on, there's also the positives, and that's really where I'm trying to focus all of my energy now. Over the past 10 to 15 years, there have been so many milestones, so many amazing things have happened in my life. And that brings me to the future, in the next 10 years of my life. And two main areas of my life I really want to focus on and improve on. The first big thing, and this is probably the biggest thing for me personally, is gratitude, self-gratitude. This is a big thing right now. I think even Apple has like the journal app and trying to, promote self-gratitude. And honestly, this is one of the areas of my life I really struggle with. I often never reflect on things positive and just smile after the fact and pat myself on the back for doing a good job. Over the past 10 to 15 years, so many amazing things have happened that I need to recognize. I met my wife. We got our first puppy, who's still alive. He's going on 15 years old. We had our first baby. We bought our first condo together. We had 3 additional babies, having a huge family now. We bought our first house. And even more so on top of that, for my personal life, I ran my first ultra marathon just 6 years ago, which really sparked an interest in the sport and all of the tech that goes along with it, which ultimately spawned this channel. And since that first ultra marathon just 6 years ago, I've run like an additional, 30 ultra marathons since, from 50Ks, 50 milers, 100Ks, and even 100 milers, all included under that umbrella, which is just really impressive to think about. And I often still consider myself being very new to the sport when I've been around for a while, I guess. And on the professional side of things with work, I grew a career in engineering over the course of 10 to 12 years. I became a senior in that department. I was doing really well, only to quit that job and become a YouTuber here, making content for people like you watching this video. That is also just wild. And doing this, I think, for almost 2 years now, professionally as my job, I'm happy to say it's still working. So I guess kudos to that. And I'm not saying all of this to toot my own horn or make it look like that my life is special in any way. But again, these are like the milestones we need to recognize. And even for you in your personal life, you should be looking back and giving yourself a good firm pat on the back for all the things that went right with you. Even though not everything went right, it's good to recognize the good from the bad. So that's self-gratitude. Now let's talk about the second thing I want to improve on moving forward. And this is another big one. Fun. I want to have more fun. Moving into my 40s, I want to make fun a priority, because a lot of days, and I'm sure you can relate to this, I don't know who you are out there, but I'm speaking like you're a human. Fun isn't a priority, and it might look that way in my videos when I'm out doing vlogs or doing my reviews and stuff. I guess my life can look really fun, but there are a lot of days where I wake up in the morning, I grind all day, we have all of our kids' activities and things, and, there's all kinds of work involvements and phone calls and emails. And then when I get in bed at the end of the day, I think to myself, I really didn't do anything for me. I didn't have a moment that was for me and for me time and for me to enjoy myself and do something I actually enjoy. So moving forward, I really want to make fun a priority, and I don't really know what that looks like. I want it to be getting out in nature more often, like I am now, getting out hiking and trail running, maybe introducing my kids to more hikes and trail runs, because now they're older. I have an 11-year-old and he's able to do these things with me. I need to embrace that and just get out there and do more exciting things that are fun. And even in small ways, not everything has to be a big epic adventure. Just being more spontaneous, saying yes to more things and trying new things. And I know I said there are only 2 things that I want to focus on in my 40s moving into my 50s, but there is a third thing, and that is going to be a heavy interest in investment in my fitness. I really want to get into the best shape of my life because I've been using the excuse that I'm in my 40s now, I'm slowing down, and that's why I'm not getting my PRs and not running fast anymore, doing amazing things. That's just taking the easy way out. The truth is, there are a lot of people out there in their 40s and their 50s and their 60s that are just doing incredible things. So that's really it. In summary, I turned 40. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I'm trying to focus on the good, and I've got 3 things to focus on moving forward. If you've got any advice for me or advice for the community to share, I hope you'll drop down into the comments down below and let us know what you do to stay motivated and positive in later phases of life, or middle of life, let's call it. Drop down in the comments and let us know down below. And if you found this video entertaining or just weird in some way, or if you enjoyed it at all, please consider going down, giving me that thumbs up, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss more videos from me in the future. And I promise they won't all be so insightful or so awkward as this, but I felt like this is something I just need to make, so I'm making it. I'm trying to get outside the box here and try something new. All right, friends, that's all I've got for this one. I'm going to go have a day with my family on my birthday. They're about to get home, and we're going to do all kinds of things. So I'm going to try to have fun today. I hope you're having fun today, and I will see you next time. Bye.